Okay. All right. So you can see my screen and you can hear my audio. Perfect. So last time what we have done, we have walked through with infrastructure as a on-premises, infrastructure service, platform as a service, and software as a service. We have went through that what could be advantage of platform as a service, software as a service, and infrastructure as a service, right? Any questions so far
Yes,
here?
sir. No, no, no.
All right. Did we did we saw the public cloud, private cloud?
No.
No. All right. So what is a public cloud and private cloud? So what we are going to learn is a public cloud. What happened in a public cloud? The entire infrastructure, hardware, networking, space, everything will be owned by cloud provider, and software also cloud provider. They all we just have a portal. From the portal we deploy the resources. That is called a public cloud. Private cloud is something similar. You wanted to have the public cloud features, but you cannot store your data. You cannot store your data. You cannot store your data in in the public cloud. There could be a lot of reason, like you are the bank and bank cannot put their data in public cloud. There could be chances that data can be missed, or you have something called government project. That project cannot be keep it on somewhere remote location, so which you don't know, you don't have access. That scenario, you purchase your new hardwares, right? You purchase new hardwares. On a top of hardware, on a top of that hardware you install cloud software. That is called a private cloud. So that is very rare cases, very less cases. Most of people goes for the public cloud. Most of people goes for the public cloud. Very rare cases people go for the private cloud. Private cloud is expensive. You need to pay for the hardware, you need to pay for the data center. Also you need to pay for the cloud service. So it is pretty expensive. So do people don't go for the private cloud, they generally go for the public cloud only, right? The combination of private and public cloud is called hybrid cloud, right? And what are the public clouds? Those are the public cloud provider: Microsoft Azure, AWS, Rocket Space, Google, GCP. Those are the common public cloud, or Digital Ocean. So those are the common public cloud which is well known in the market. Make sense, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, I think we talk about this. What could be role of a cloud administrator? The cloud administrator will be that he have to spin the virtual machine. He have to create a network. He have to create a storage. All right. He have to understand the full IT cycle, from understanding taking a request, giving a request to other people. So those things we need to understand in IT scenario. All right. Now coming to the Azure. Simply Azure, you need to learn Azure because Azure is one of a booming cloud service that can be catch up Azure, AWS soon, and that will be having advantage of being your general background. People coming from Windows desktop, Windows laptop, so they understand the Windows very well. So that's why the Azure will be one of a good cloud service, right? What is Azure? Simply Azure is a Microsoft cloud platform where you can deploy the resources. What kind of resources it will be? It will be plenty of resources. This is just example. What are the resources we are going to learn now? Last time I think we have stopped here,
Yes, sir.
right? And we need to learn about core component of Azure. First thing, first thing we need to learn about what is Azure data centers. So I have given you example this. I have shown you what is data center. So there will be a lot of computers in the data centers, right? All are in a rack of a lines. There will be a lot of computers. Those are called a data centers, right? And Azure data center are located on various locations. All right, this could be one data center. This could be another data center for Azure. So there are a plenty of data centers available across the globe in the world. All right. What Azure have done, Azure have made himself available in five major regions. They call it geography. Five geographical areas. They have divided himself all the data centers. They have divided himself in a five geographical regions called America, Europe, Asia Pacific, Middle East, South Africa. This is a five region. If you see that, okay, Asia is Asia Pacific plus Middle East, because those countries have a different nature of behavior. Those countries have different compliance and policies. So those other areas have different nature. So the Azure have divided himself in five geographical regions: America, Europe, Asia Pacific include India, Singapore, Japan, China. Middle East, all are Arab countries, Gulf countries called Middle East, and Africa. So those are the five regions, five geographical areas where Azure deploy his service. And each geographical area have the two and more regions. So what is region? Let's see that what is region. Region is a data center where you can deploy your resources. Region is nothing but anywhere you can deploy the resources, Azure resources. This called region. Let me give example. So I'll go on my portal, which we have last time went through, portal.azure.com. Okay, we open this website, provide a username, password, credentials, and we deploy the computer here. So when we deploy the computer, some computer I have deployed in Central India, some computer I have deployed in East US region. So those is called a region. When I deploy any virtual machine, let's say that I'm letting me deploy a virtual machine, I choose a region. Region is where I will want to keep my computer or I want to keep my virtual machine. So there is a plenty of regions available across the globe. All right. In India, we have three regions: Central India, CI, West India, and South India. In India, we have three regions of Azure. Make sense, guys? So what is a region? Wherever we can deploy the Azure resources, Azure services, networking, compute, storage, all those are Azure resources. Wherever we deploy, that is called region. And in India, we have three regions. In US, we have 6 to 7 regions. In Europe, we have every country have two regions. Okay. So this is a region. I'll just show you that. This is a region where you can deploy the computers. All right. You can see that the blue dots. In Canada, we have East Canada, Central Canada. In the US, we have government region, Central US region, West US 2, West US Central, US government, South US. Those are the America regions. Those are the Europe regions. Those are the Asia Pacific regions. Those are the Gulf regions. So here I can deploy the computers. This is called a region. Make sense, guys? India, we have three regions: West India, South India, and okay. Let me go back. Simply, I can say that region where I can deploy the Azure resources, computer storage, networking, everything. That is called region. And Azure have approximately 60 plus region across the globe. 60 plus regions. So when you have Azure subscription, which way I've shown what is a subscription, where subscription is nothing but where you get billed whatever resource you use, and you should get a bill, and it's just like a SIM card. So you have unique ID, unique subscription ID, and if you make a two call, so you will get charged for two call. If you call 100 call, you will get charged for 100 call in that month. So if you deploy two virtual machine, you will get charged for two virtual machine. If you deploy 100 of virtual machine, you will get charged for 100 of virtual machine. Where it should get charged, so it will you generally get charged on SIM card for the calling. We get charged on a subscription. Make sense?
Yeah.
All right. So where we have 60 plus regions, all your region you can have in a single subscription. That can possible. All right. So let's say that I deploy one computer. Sorry, can you repeat your question? Okay. There's no sub regions. So I'll just share that what is the region. So there's a country called India. Okay. In India, we have three regions. Just make me little bigger picture. Okay, let's go on this page. हाँ कॉल पर हूँ. All right. So if you can see that this is a bigger picture, India have a three region. There is nothing like a sub region. We don't consider India as a region. We consider West India as one region, Central India region, and South India as a region. We don't consider India as a region. In Azure, we don't say that India is a region. We call it West India is one region, Central India is one region. So same way, if I say that okay, I want to deploy a virtual machine in Gulf countries, so I can say that I have three regions in Gulf. One is Qatar, North Europe, North UAE, West Central UAE, and soon there's one coming in Israel. If I say that I want to deploy the resources in Africa, a geographical region of geographica, I have South Africa and I have North Africa. South South Africa North and South Africa West. If you say that okay, USA, America is one country, but you can find out plenty of region will be there, right? So this is called a regions. Make sense, guys? Okay, perfect, perfect. All right. And all regions you can have it in any subscription. Doesn't matter you required multiple subscription. All virtual machine can be part of the one subscription. I'll just show that I have one subscription. This subscription name is MSDN Linux on Azure. I have kept it this name. I have deployed this computer in Central India, and this computer I have deployed in East US, right? So I have deployed this computer in Central India region. This I have deployed in West India region. All right. Okay. Now let's consider I have deployed the computer in Central India. My computer is running in Central India data center, right? Or we can call it Central India region. Rather than using word data center, I'll use the word region. This computer virtual machine one is running here. Okay. And this region, Central India, is in something around nearby Pune city of Maharashtra. Okay, or this is we can say that it's a Pune, and there is earthquake happen in Pune. So what will happen? entire city is a big earthquake happen, and that earthquake happen near to Azure data center, and data center get collapse. This entire data center get collapsed, and I have all my virtual machine, my business is running on Azure, right? So my entire business is down. Let's say that this business is a banking business. The entire banking business is down. All employees, all my clients, a financial record get stuck over here. That could be a big disaster. You cannot say that, oh, you cannot withdraw your money because the bank is down. I need money. I need to do some work. And how many days you cannot keep running washing machine? If the database goes down, entire database goes down of data, right? That could be a huge problem for me. So overcome this problem, we call it we have another solution. We call it DR solution, disaster recovery. DR DR stands for disaster recovery. I forget about my spellings. Right? Disaster recovery. There's a DR service. There's a normal terms in the IT world we call DR service. Right? DR. Sorry. When we say that DR in IT, okay, let me search on D, BC. When we say that BCDR, business continuity and disaster recovery, right? This is a common concept in IT which helps to overcome the problem, disaster problem. So I'll just say that disaster plan or BCP plan. Let's say that. All right. So the BCP plan is something like you wanted to plan it out, and the disaster DRP, disaster recovery plan, is something you deploy the resources across the globe, right? You wanted to make sure that your system should be running, right? So what I'll do that as per the disaster plan, I'll before having this disaster, all your computers, I am keep replicating on another region. Let's say that I'm keep replicating in South India. All right. So I'm just keep replicating all the virtual machine here every day, every hour, every minute. I'm keep replicating data. I'm just keeping a virtual machine copy here in South India. All right. And in case any disaster happen here, I'll quickly have virtual machine available from this my replicated data. Right. That is called DR plan. All right. I want to keep sure that my virtual machine should be running. So that is called DR plan, disaster recovery plan. All right, guys. All right. So for having disaster recovery, I required a continuous replication, and for having continuous replications, I required special bandwidth from Central India to South India. Central India to South India, I want to have it continuous replication. So that replication, if you, most of the times what happened, the Azure have made the two regions connected to each other. That is called a pair region. The Central India and South India are connected so these two regions are connected to each other. We call it pair region. There's a pair region. Each region are paired with another region within a same geographical areas is called a pair region. for minimize the natural disaster, power outage, and network outage. Right? Okay. So let me go on this. No, no, three in Azure. There's no three region. Just you need to go for Azure per region. And if you go here in this document, Microsoft document log.microsoft.com, for the pair region, you will see that which are the regions are connected to each other. So if you have a primary region is Central Canada, it will be connected with East Canada. In India, if you are Central India, it's connected with South India. It's West India, it's connected with South India. If you deploy the resources in South India, that is connected, South India is connected with Central India, right? Each regions will connected to other region that is called a pair region, and that have the special bandwidth connectivity. Make sense, guys? We'll see that how it's connected, how the replication happen in future classes. But what is a pair region? Just I want to say that pair region is a special connectivity between two regions is called a pair region. All right. And there is a special region where you cannot deploy the Azure resources until unless you have special permissions and special compliance to be fulfilled, legal agreement to be fulfilled, so you can deploy the Azure services. So you can deploy all the services across the 60 plus regions. There will be no restrictions at all. By sitting in India, right now we are sitting in India, right? By sitting in India, I can deploy in Canada, I can deploy in US, I can deploy in Germany, I can deploy in Japan. But this three regions we cannot deploy the resources because of their country restrictions. Okay. So have you clear with what is region? Can anyone says me that what is a region? What is a region, guys? Huh? Yes. So simply, I can simply say the region where I can deploy the Azure resources, compute power, storage, networking. It is kind of, you can say that it is a data center, right? All right. So how we can make high availability of my entire environment by making a pair region. I will have all my resources in my primary region, and there will be a pair region with we call it secondary region where we are replicating our data. That is called a pair region. All right. What happened generally? This pair region, Central India, South India, are approximately 1,000 kilometers far from each other. 1,000 kilometers far from each other. South India versus Central India, it's approximately, not exactly, but approximately 1,000 kilometers far from each other. All right. So replication happens from 1,000 kilometers each far from each other. And what will happen that sometimes I just don't want to, there's no disaster, but it's a maintenance from the Microsoft. Every computer required maintenance. So this is my Central India and this is my South India. And if you recall, guys, old classes, our last two classes, let's say that this is my pair region, right? And I have, if you recall old classes, we have big machines, big hardware machine, right? On the hardware machine, we are running a virtual machine, right? So if any disaster happen, I am replicating my data one region to another region. If disaster happen, but it is not a disaster. It is not a disaster. I just want to take a maintenance of this hardware. I want to take a maintenance of this hardware. If I take a maintenance of this hardware, I shut down this machine. Do you think this machine will be available? Virtual machine will be available? No, because my hardware is down. My virtual machine will be also not available, right? So overcome this problem. Overcome this problem. What I suggest, what Microsoft suggests that if you want to have a any applications, any service, which is are urgent, highly required, it should be running 24 by 7. Like my website, banking website, right? Banking website or transaction records that should be running 24 by 7, cannot be shut down any point of time, right? Those are the critical business websites. So what is a common practice in the IT world? What is a common practice in IT world? Not only Azure, every IT world. We deploy the resources in multiple in multiple computers. So this website, let's say that SBI, SBI.com is working. Same website will be available here in SBI.com, other machine, and same website will be available in third machine, right? And all machines will be are behind. There's a called load balancer. Load balancer will be distribute the loads among those websites. So client whenever client comes, client hits on load balancer, and this load balancer distribute the loads among the different computers. Make sense, guys? This is how we achieve 24 by 7. And let's say that if this machine will goes down due to XYZ reason, other two virtual machine will be available, so my business website will be keep running. Okay, and let's consider this websites, this virtual machine, these machines are virtual machine, and I deploy in same hardware. This is my three machines. All three will be get deployed. We cannot see how much Azure deploy. It is automatically get deployed in backend. This machines, if you see that this two virtual machine I have deployed in Azure, do you see the hardware? No. This is just a virtual machine. And virtual machine don't know that what you keep, Azure don't know what you keep in the virtual machine. It is, he just providing you virtual machine, right guys? So Azure don't know what you keep in the hardware, what you keep in the virtual machine, and you don't know where this virtual machine gets stored. So let's say that, assume that scenario that these virtual machines are deployed in same hardware, and Microsoft take downtime of this hardware. All three virtual machine will down, right? This website be down, this website be down, this website. Entire Azure website, entire SBI website will be down. Then it will be huge business loss. So what Azure says that, okay, I'll try to overcome this problem. I'll try to over this problem. What I'll do that I'll make of some mechanism that will help me to understand that all hardware should be different for this virtual machine. So this is hardwares, all hardwares. This is all hardwares, and first virtual machine, this virtual machine will get deployed where? Here. Second virtual machine will be get deployed here. Third virtual machine will get deployed here. And this will be behind my load balancer, right? And load balancer will distribute the hits. This is all three hardwares. And when Microsoft take maintenance, Microsoft will take a set of the hardware at a time. This two will be not get a maintenance. This will problem solve. So how do we get informed to this? How do we get informed to this technology? So we can distribute the hardwares and maintenance. So that is called availability set. That is called availability set. All right. In availability set, we will have a two concept called fault domain and update domain. All right. So what Microsoft do that? So we know that Microsoft data center is a huge data center. Microsoft having a huge data center. It's a huge data center, right? Lot of computers there. So what Microsoft do that? Microsoft segregate his data centers. This building, this building will be having one power supply. This building will have a different power supply. This building have. If I taking a maintenance, I'll take maintenance of this building at a time. I'll not disturb other buildings. So Microsoft make a logic kind of this kind of a logic. So that is we achieve through the update domain and fault domain. All right, I'll just draw some data centers, how it looks like, not exactly, but how it looks like to understand that. So let's say that this is my data center called Central India region. All right, and in this big data center, what I'll do that I will have the hardware, one hardware here, another hardware here, other hardware here, and this hardware will here, this hardware will be here. And I will distribute all the hardwares in same data center. I'll distribute the hardwares in three sections. This this set of the hardware, this set of the hardware will have a power supply. This have a power supply from Reliance power supply. This power supply will be given to Tata power supply. This will be from state government power supply, right? If you in a Maharashtra MACB, if you are Maharashtra MACB, if you are from Tamil Nadu, then it will be, I think, TSEB, something kind of state board power supply, right? So let's say that there's a problem from the Reliance grid is down, right? Due to XYZ reason, I'll be get impacted of this hardware only. These two hardware will be keep running, right? And if you recall my website, I wanted to have high availability website of SBI.com. All right, I'll be deploy the one SBI website here, another SBI website here, and third SBI website will be here. Okay, and what will happen that if the one power supply goes down, so other two will be working. Same way cooling system, I'll be have this will be from different cooling system, this will be from different cooling system, this will be different cooling system. Same way internet connectivity, this will be different provider, internet connective provider, this will be different internet connective provider, this will be different connective provider, right? So same data center, I have make a redundant power supply. Three different power supply, three different internet connectivity, three different cooling system. All hardware will be three sets, and each will cater sets of the hardware. And when I deploy my virtual machine, this high availability virtual machine, I'll distribute my virtual machine among these three with help of availability set option. All right. So that feature of distributing different hardware is called fault domain. What is called? Fault domain. Fault domain. Yeah, in the definition, fault domain provide a physical separation of workloads across the different hardwares within a same data center. Make sense? What is fault domain? All right. Now coming to another scenario that Microsoft wants to take a patching. Microsoft wants to take a maintenance. All right, even this is a fault domain one, and if I deploy my computer, All right. If I deploy my computers here, 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 and by mistake I need 4 computers. I for this SBI website I require to run on 5 computers. Right? First computer is here, second computer is here, third computer is here. Fourth computer is came in same hardware. Fifth computer come in the same hardware. Right? So what will happen if I want to take a maintenance of this hardware? I'll take down this hardware. So this time what will happen? These two websites, two will be down. This one be down, this one will down. I want to minimize the downtime. I want to minimize the impact, right? So how do I achieve that one? How to achieve that one? What I'll prefer to have my this virtual machine should be distribute, right? So that will be achieved from the update domain. Okay, guys, make sense, guys? Are you have any doubts? All three this possibilities collapse. You mean to say this all three possibilities collapse, right? So we have DR solution, different region, pair region. If you remember, just now talk about the pair region. So we are replicating data, right? So that will be can achieve with help of a pair region. If it's entire region, entire my data center goes down. So this is in availability set. We can achieve the fault domain and update domain, right, guys? Are you with me? All right. Ravi, are you getting that what I'm trying to say? Sorry. Yeah. Are you getting that, Ravi?
Yes, sir.
All right. Try to grab it. Let's see that how much you can grab it. I have not covered much. I have just covered basic before classes. That I'll cover it you for some times in future classes, or that is whatever you miss. I'll cover it that one soon. Okay. All right. So update domain, fault domain, how looks like, how we can achieve in the Azure portal. I'll just show you it quickly. I'll go to Azure portal. Whenever I'm deploying virtual machine, I'll be deploying. We'll see all the stuff later on again. But I'll see that high availability options. In high availability option, I'll choose that availability set, and I create a availability set. I set the here fault domain and update domain. So this is how I can distribute my virtual machine across the same data center. All right. This is example of fault domain. Each hardware are different. Okay, each hardware are different. And this is example of update domain. In each hardware, we have sets of the maintenance. At a time, one each hardware will be gets maintenance at a time one. This will be another set of the maintenance, right? This is update domain. All right. So this is a challenge. This is what I have right now. I am maintaining the same hardware, same region. Central India stands for Pune, right? This is the same region, same big data center I have in the Pune, which is I'm managing. Let's say that if I do one thing, what I do that to I want to do a better solution, what I can do that I have the same region, Central India, but rather than having one big data center, I distribute this data center in 3 buildings. One building, two building, and 3 building. and each buildings are approximately 50 kilometer from far from each other. Not much, same city, but only 50 kilometer, 20 kilometers from far from each other. Three different corners of the Pune. So let's say that we are having the city called Pune. This is our city Pune. One we keep it in Wagholi. This you can see that one we keep it in this area and one we keep it in this area. Three different regions of a same city, three different location of a same city but same region. Will it possible? Yes. They call it in the same region, Central India region, Pune itself. But this is a part. This is location one. Let's say that Wagholi. I don't know. I just saying that. Or this can be Kondwa, different city location. This can be anybody, right? Or let's say that it's in a West India, which is nothing but a Mumbai. If you are aware Mumbai, in the Mumbai this will be Nariman Point. This will be New Bombay, and this will be my Mira Road, right? Three different location I have this data centers, but all are a part of the Mumbai. All are the part of the Mumbai. This is also Mumbai. This is also Mumbai. This is also Mumbai. And when I want to deploy high availability website, this sbi.com, I'll be deploy one here, one here, one here. So since all are different kilometers, so definitely they will have a different power supply. They definitely have a different internet connectivity, right? And I'll say that I'll take a maintenance of one location at a time, so other two locations will be available all the time in updates, right? So this is called zones. In within a region we call it zones. This will be zone 2, zone 3, right? So this is how we can achieve high availability. So this is called availability zone. Earlier what we had, earlier availability set. Availability set is within a same data center, and availability zone within a three different data center, but all are one region, same region. All right, guys. All right, perfect. So reason can be I cannot when the Azure have deployed, they have deployed in one big data center. But client is not getting confidence that okay, one what if building is totally down, building is totally choked with because of water, so my entire business will go down. I can go for the DR location, but DR is pretty expensive. I want to have high availability within a same location. So that is the reason for Microsoft start coming with availability zone. And this availability zone is not available in all locations, all regions. This is available only few regions where this very high demand is there. All right. All right. This is example of if I am having single virtual machine. This is I'm single machine. This is my single machine. That give me the SLA of uptime 99.9. But if I have availability set within a same data center, one big data center, I have three different update domain. So that will increase my SLA 99.95. But if I go for availability zone, this is a zone option. Within a same region, I have different data centers. So that is called zone 1, zone 2, zone 3. So that increase my high availability of 99.9, right? And in case entire region goes down, this is region, this is again region, this is another part of the region, entire region goes down, I have region 1 and I have to region 2, approximately 100 miles far from each other, different boundaries, different, so that is called a DR, per region. All good, guys? So this is what we are trying to achieve. We trying to achieve high availability, maximum. So right now, so far, we are just understanding the concept, understanding the words. What is mean of a single virtual machine? What is the meaning of per region? What is a pair availability zone? What is availability set? We will see how we can achieve that later on in when the session is coming. Each and every topic will have a detailed study on that part. All right. So are you have any doubt on the understanding the concept? What is this three availability zone, availability set, and a pair region? Any doubt on this part? Yes. It's pre-syncing. It is not that syncing that time. It's a pre-syncing. Every hours is getting synced. If you do the reverse syncing, uh-huh. Yes. Hmm. Okay. So okay. So what happened here? If this is my virtual machine, this is two virtual machine, and this is my central India. All right. Here in South India, if I say that I'm replicating the data, if I'm replicating data, so it is not a virtual machine here. There's no virtual machine here. So what is happening right now? All virtual machine have a disk, hard disk. I am just creating a hard disk here. I'm just creating a hard disk, and you cannot write on a hard disk until unless you have a compute power. So I'm just replicating hard disk. So all the writing work is happen in the primary data center. We call PDC, primary data center. The secondary data center is always passive state. This is always passive state. This is no writing here. So let's assume that if I keep it active, active, this is also active, this is also active. So I'm paying for computer cost here one rupee. I'm also need to pay a computer cost here 1 rupees if I keep it active, active. I can just save the money. I don't run the computer here. I just replicate the data. So I don't need to pay for the compute cost. I just keeping a data here. So there's not possible to write a data here in this hard disk. So there's no chance to get sync back. So if let's say that if we written A B C here at 4 o'clock, so here also it will be ABC get written. All right. ABC will get written. At 5 o'clock, it's added the D, E, F, D, E, F, sorry, D, E, F. At 5 o'clock, 5 minutes or something more time, it will get written here ADF. If someone deleted data here, so it will also get deleted here. It's kind of mirror copy. Yes, yes. So if you deploy your virtual machine in SI, South India region, okay, and this is, let's say that this is virtual machine VM1 and this is a VM2, All right, this will be a VM 100 and this will be VM 200. All right, this is virtual machine name. Are you thinking this machine and this machine are same? No, this is individual identity, right? So you can deploy your virtual machine in South India region. That's not a problem. But you have to again replicate your data back to this area. That can possible. This can be possible. So this will be different DR feature. This is the DR for this virtual machine VM1 and VM2, and VM100 and VM2 will be a different DR. This will be South India to Central India. This will be Central India to South India. That is how it's replicated. Yes, that can possible. No, it can be possible. It is full-fledged region. It is full-fledged region. This is also full-fledged region. It is not just a backup region. So you can whatever you can do here, that you also can do here. All right, guys. So let's move ahead. I'll just cover this point later. Just a minute, guys. One second. All right. So okay, perfect, perfect. All right. So couple of more terminologies. We have seen this terminology: availability set, availability zone, pair region. We have seen this terminology, right? Now couple more per terminology. One is that resource. What is resource? It is simply anything in Azure get deployed is called resource. So let's say that I have one virtual machine. This is my virtual machine. Okay. What are the things I'm using here? I'm using compute power, CPU, RAM. What I'm using here, a disk. And what I'm using here, NIC card. What I'm using here, public IP, in case if I'm using public IP. What I'm using here, virtual network. So I can communicate each other virtual machines. All right. What I'm using here, some kind of security. We call it NSG. So all are the stuff which I'm using here for the compute or virtual machine, or might be I have a storage account in my different service storage account. I can be have database service. All those is stuff is called in Azure called resource. We called is resource. Everything is resource. So let me show in practically that if I say that this is my virtual machine, all right, this virtual machine will be one resource, and along with that if I go all resource in down, so just for two virtual machine I can see that I have this is my virtual machine one resource, public IP another resource, bastion another resource, network card another resource, energy another resource, and all together combine automatically, and this become a one service, virtual machine service. All right, but individually everything is called resource, right? So anything single instance service is called resource in Azure. Make sense, guys? All right. And and let's say that you have plenty of resources, and some resources is for your HR department. Some resources is your sales department. Some resources for production department. And you want to do segregate each resources from among each other, so you can easily find out which are the HR department resources, which are the your sales team resources, which are your production resources. So you can do you will have one one survey, one resource group is called, one thing is called in resource group. So this is nothing but a container, a small container, which is we don't see that this is just a container, a cartoon box. A cartoon box, just like a watch, when you're shifting your home from one home to another home, you have that cartoon box, right? And in cartoon box you keep it all the bed sheet in one place, all the fragile items like glasses you keep it in another box, and all the all the food items you keep it in other box. So you will know that okay, this box can be easily handled, this box should be delicately handled, right? So this kind of a box is called in Azure, called resource group. Resource group. And this resource group can have virtual machine, this can be have virtual machine. Let's say that this is my sales resource group, this is my accounts resource group, and this is virtual machine VM1 is for account sales team, this is virtual machine 100 is for accounts team. All right. And accounts team want to keep their data in database, so they have database storage, they have different database storage, they have public IP, but they don't have public IP. They have load balancer. This have load balancer, but they don't have load balancer. That can be possible. So this kind of things is called, all resources are binding together is called resource group. Make sense, guys? All right. One important thing. If I want to deploy a virtual machine, I have to be part of some resource group. I cannot be outside of the resource group. I have to provide any resources in Azure. In Azure, if I deploy any resources, virtual machine, public IP, network card, anything I'm deploying Azure, that should be belongs to resource group. All right, and the resource group will be only one resource group. This cannot be belongs to multiple resource group. Only one resource group. Got my point, guys? Only okay. So let me show you in practical so you can understand easily. This is my, just a minute, guys. There is a phone. हाँ चलिए बोलिए ना। बहुत बढ़िया है सर, आप बताओ। अरे बहुत बहुत बहुत। वही ना यार, वो वाइफ पहले ही बता देती तो हो जाता था काम। क्या करेंगे सर, वाइफ लोग हिसाब किताब ऐसे ही रहता है, वो जब जरूरत पड़ती जब भी बताते हैं। सही 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 बोले। हाँ सर, सब मिल गया, मेरा डेबिट कार्ड भी आ गया है और चेकबुक भी आ गया है। डेबिट कार्ड कितना मैं चालू किया हूँ, ऑनलाइन बैंकिंग बाकी है, तो आजकल मैं कर दूंगा। हाँ हाँ, ओके वही है, ठीक है। ट्रांजेक्शन आईडी मुझे जनरेट करना पड़ेगा। हाँ बस। और सब बढ़िया, थैंक्स अ लॉट फॉर योर हेल्प। आएंगे तो मैं जरूर मिलता हूँ मुंबई आपसे। और होम लोन ऑलरेडी है, सोच रहा हूँ ट्रांसफर करने का। थोड़ा सा अभी तो लॉकडाउन खुले हैं तो अभी सोचता हूँ इसके बारे में। और पर्सनल लोन रहा तो आपका नंबर तो मैंने स्टोर करके रखा हूँ, तो जब भी पर्सनल लोन या कुछ होम लोन की जरूरत पड़ी तो मैं आपको डेफिनेटली कॉन्टैक्ट करता हूँ। अभी तो कुछ नहीं सोच रहा हूँ सर। अभी तो फिलहाल सब जैसे स्मूथ चलने दे रहा हूँ मैं, थोड़ा सेटल हो जाऊँगा कंपनी में, देन आई विल थिंक ऑन दैट ऑल द पॉसिबिलिटीज दैट यू होम लोन लेना है और पर्सनल लोन लेना है, तो सब एक बार सेटल हो जाओ कंपनी के लिए। श्योर श्योर सर। टाइम लगे ना थोड़ा, एक इन्वायरमेंट सेट होने के लिए, नई कंपनी। सही 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 सही। Sure, sure. I'll definitely inform you. Okay. Thank you. Hey, sorry guys. There is a call from my bank manager. He helped me a lot. He helped me a lot in opening my account. There is a PAN card issue, so he helped me a lot. So, all right. So I was showing you the resource group. So there is a resource group, and you can see that is just a name. You are creating a resource group, and in the resource group you can have one resources. In this resource group, I have only one resource. I can show you that. There's only one storage account, and in this resource group, I have plenty of resources. In this resource group, I have plenty of resources. So I made it simple that, okay, this is resource group for India, this is resource group for US. All right. Can you see that? All right. So this is a nothing but here you can also find, also you can see that a network card. Here also you can see the network virtual network. So both places you can see that. Here you also can see the public IP. Here also you can see the public IP. So it is a resource group is nothing. It is just a container binding each similar kind of resources. Sales team have one similar resources. Uh, your what we say that a sales team, accounts team have different resources. So we are just segregating the resources. So there will be advantage of having resource group. What could be advantage? You can There is a couple of things called policies, security, costing. You can get the easily costing how much is costing me this resource. This team is US is how much is costing me. So I can easily find out. That's what we are segregating all the boxes each other. Make sense? Ravi, any doubt, guys? Okay, perfect, perfect. So this is just term, understand that resource group is logical grouping of your resources. Resources, anything in Azure is called resources. Logical grouping is called a resource group. All right. And same way, just forget about these two things right now, three things right now. We'll talk in coming future, not right now because I don't want to make confused right now. So this is an example of resource group. Each are my resources, database, hard disk, web page, virtual machine, network card, and it will be each in boundaries. This is called a resource group. The important thing is that every resources, Azure, every resources, anything resources must be exist in one and only one resource group. Okay, this is important thing to need to understand. All right. So this is how resources looks like: virtual machine, network, storage, SQL services, automation account, and that could be part of the resource group. So this is a three resources in the one resource group. This is one resource in one resource group, and every belongs to one resource group only. It cannot be like this and this also. It cannot be possible. All right. It cannot be possible. All right. And each resource group also be part of some subscription. Some subscription. One resource group should be part of the one subscription. It cannot be part of the multiple subscription. Subscription where your bill get generated. All right. And management group will talk later on. Will not get confused right now. Any doubt, guys? Here. Okay, let's move on quickly. I'll just go ahead, which is important one that will I'll cover up, then we'll teach later on. Okay. Okay. Now let's go to next slide. So did you created your subscriptions, guys? Practice subscription? Everyone?
Yeah.
Shirandi, did you created your subscription for practice? Okay. It is important how to create that, which I have shown you last time. Ravi, this is first lecture. I'll just quickly show that. We have to go. You have to create one ID, Outlook ID, and after creating Outlook ID, you have to go to website called portal.azure.com, and in the down you will see that subscription, and from here you have to add subscription, and that you will go for the free subscription. All right, and the free subscription you will have to just provide a credit card that will deduct your 1 rupees and give it back 1 rupees. And after creating a free subscription they will give you $200 free credit, which you can deploy the resources on Azure. All right, so that is the $200 will be free of cost credit, that will be just you have to utilize it. If any doubt, we'll connect Ravi and we'll explain you in details. All right, so how to connect to Azure? First thing, we created subscription. All right, free trial subscription. After creating subscription, how do we connect to Azure? We can connect Azure from the portal. The website is portal.azure.com, or we can connect from the Azure shell. This is a command line shell where you can run all the commands and see the details. Command line shell. We can connect from our laptop, that will call a PowerShell or command line that we can use to connect that and run the commands. All right. Apart from that, we can use Azure DevOps Test Labs. Those are the services you can use to connect the Azure. All right. So we'll see. You generally going to use only portal. Where is that? We are only going to use portal most of the time, and sometimes we're going to use a PowerShell. Sometimes, not every time. All right. Last time I have walked through the portal in details. The portal.azure.com is a new website portal. You have to put in a browser, and you can access the portal. And for Ravi, I'll just cover up later on for you that how the portal and what are the options, how we can get the services. So we have last time seen the portal dashboard, everything. I'll not cover that again. All right, let's quickly go on next. I'll not go cover this much. All right. So we are covering today's first topic. This is our first Azure topic called virtual machine. We'll try to understand Azure virtual machine. Okay, guys. So before going to Azure virtual machine, we have seen what are the types of operating system in the market. We have seen that Linux, Unix, and Windows operating system, right? And every Windows operating system, Linux operating system, and Unix operating system, there's a two types. One is the desktop edition, one is the server edition, right? And even in the Windows, Linux, there's a various versions available. So if I say that, if I go your OS version history, so this is Macintosh history. I don't want to go for the Macintosh only. Alright, this is the Windows operating system history. You can see that there is a plenty of operating system came in the market. 1981, there was a DOS, then a DOS 2, then there is a Windows 1 came in the market. This is a graphical. So far, it is a command line, right? And if you see, just scroll down, right? Scroll right. Where I can scroll, yeah, yeah. If I just scroll it, I can see that there's Windows 95, Windows 98, Windows ME, right? Then after that, it is having parallel having server system Windows on 2000. Then. There are plenty of operating system came in the market of Windows history. Right now we are using Windows 10, which is a present operating system, and recently Microsoft introduced Windows 11. Right. Apart from that, there is a server operating system. I'll go with that one. This is your Linux operating system history. I think just go with open with image. So there is plenty of operating system history every time the new version came in a market. Right? This is every time new version came in a market. Every year Microsoft is introducing new versions in the market. Or same way the Linux is getting upgraded. So all those operating systems are supported, not supported in Azure. Let's see that. So we can get support of operating system called Windows and Linux and other operating system can be deployed on Azure. All right. Microsoft will be only responsible since this solution will be IaaS solution, infrastructure as a service solution, and this will be going to support. Microsoft is going to support as an infrastructure service. If you guys are remember, I'll just go back quickly so you can recall infrastructure service IaaS. In the infrastructure service, networking, storage, server, virtualization will be taken care by cloud provider. On the top of that, you will get virtual machine. So far, here all the stuff will be taken care of Microsoft. On the top of that, you have to take care of the stuff, right? Are you with me, guys?
Yes, sir.
All right. So here, if you see that networking, storage, server, virtualization, all will be taken care by cloud provider. Anything problem in hardware, that will be problem by that will be Microsoft will be responsible. Anything problem with storing the data, Microsoft will be responsible. But after that, blue line, this red line, Microsoft is giving us virtual machine, right? In the virtual machine, in this virtual machine example, in this virtual machine example, either we going to install Linux machine or Windows machine, that is will be our decision. If I deploy a Linux virtual machine, security of Linux virtual machine. If it's a Windows virtual machine, security of Windows virtual machine, patching, what application should be running on that, that will be I am responsible. Make sense, guys?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure you are getting, guys? Any doubt? Any questions?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes, you will be responsible. That is that's the model of IaaS, infrastructure as a service. Alright. So here what the same line I say that customers are responsible for configuring, patching, maintaining cloud operating system and operating system software runs on virtual machine. Right? Runs on virtual machine. Hmm. So virtual machine is, if you guys remember that I say that kernel plus shell is called operating system, and in the operating system it is running, operating system is running on some virtual compute, virtual memory, virtual memory, virtual disk, virtual CPU, virtual CPU RAM. All virtual will be, hardware will be virtual. That is called virtual machine. Yes, right. So I can install Linux operating system. I can see install Windows operating system. All right, I'll be responsible. Customer will be responsible for the configuring of operating system, patching, maintenance, runtime. This customer will be responsible. All right, operating system can be installed by image. If you remember that we have installed by image, I have downloaded ISO. So we cannot have ISO on Azure. So we have image. How the image looks like? So this is what I have shown you last time. So here plenty of image will be available. I just need to take a decision whether I want to go for Windows Server 2019, Windows Server, CentOS, Tomcat, Apache, anything which I want to go for it. I need to take a decision first. Right guys? So if I choose that Linux, CentOS, sorry, this is if I choose a CentOS, I'll be get installed CentOS operating system, Linux operating system. I choose a Windows Server, so I'll be having Windows Server. If I say that Windows 10 desktop, Windows 10 desktop, I'll be having the desktop operating system. This is we get it from the image, right? So image can be provided by Microsoft Azure, or you can bring your own image to deploy virtual machine. Both can possible. How we can bring our own image, we'll see later on. All right, I'll just skip this slide. All right, so we can see that we can deploy this operating system, Windows, Linux. So what are the types of operating system we can deploy? So there's a plenty of operating system you can deploy on Azure of different with the different software or different solutions like SAP, Oracle, Splunk, IBM, New Relic, Linux, Windows, Docker, Chef, Puppets, all the stuff you can deploy on Azure. For getting those services, we have called Azure Marketplace. If you guys remember, last time I have shown you Marketplace. Well, how do we get Azure Marketplace? We just go here and look for Azure Marketplace, not this one, this one. So you can see that plenty of services will be available here. In terms of categorization, database storage, we can see that plenty of service will be available. Alright guys, so this is Azure Marketplace. Okay, or you can go the marketplace from portal itself. How do you go that? You can simply go on create resource. In the resource you can see that see on more marketplace. Alright, let's say that Oracle. I want to see the Oracle software. Can I have Oracle software? Yes, I can have it. You can see that Oracle Linux operating system. You can see the Oracle database system, and plenty of Oracle related stuff will be already there. Right? This is we are right now in marketplace. So we can have 4,000 plus marketplace products. In fact, it's for 10,000 plus. You can simply say that it's keep adding in the marketplace. People are keep adding products in the marketplace. All right. How do you deploy a virtual machine? Before deploying virtual machine, couple of things need to be considered. Before deploying virtual machine, couple of things need to be considered. So let me deploy one virtual machine for you. Then we go on theory. So you can visualize it. Simply see that how virtual machine I deploy. I click on this three lines, all services. So virtual machine is a part of the compute. So I'll go on compute. I'll go on virtual machine. I went very step by steps. There is a lot of shortcuts there. You can go with the shortcuts, but went long step by step. All right. After see that, it shows me what are the virtual machine already available with me. Now let me go create a new virtual machine. I click on create, add virtual machine. Right here, this box came. In the box, I have to choose my subscription. Why I need to choose a subscription, guys? Yes. So resource group will be linked to subscription, and so on the subscription, I'll get billed. The bill consumption, how many hours I am running virtual machine, 2 hours, 3 hours. So that should be get charged, right? It's not a free of cost. Azure is not free of cost. They are sitting for earning money. And if you deploy any virtual machine, that will be get cost. So where it get cost, it will cost on subscription. Make sense, guys? All right. So I choose the subscription, and after choosing subscription, I can create a new resource group. If it's a new product for new resource group, let's say that it is for Ganesh classes. This is for Ganesh classes, right? So I am creating a new resource group. So I can, if it's creating by new resource group, you see that new bracket will be there. If I want to see the existing resource group, I can just drop down and see the existing resource group, right? So let's create a new resource group, Ganesh classes. And let's say that I want to keep my virtual machine name. I'll keep it virtual machine VM1. Just keeping right now the temporary. This could be my virtual machine name. Where I want to deploy? I want to deploy in, let's say that, Canada. Canada Central. I'm deploying in Canada Central. Right? After that, if you remember the high availability option, we talk about the availability set and availability zone. If I want to take a high availability, I can take it high availability. If I don't want to take it, it is just optional. It is not mandatory. So I'm not taking right now. We'll take later on. Then I need to choose the what kind of operating system I want to have it. So last time when we deploy Linux, Windows. This time I'll deploy the CentOS Linux one, just to show that how Linux looks like. Or let's go on Windows itself, so that will be easy to understand. Okay, I'll go on Windows Server 2019. I choose the operating system size. What should be a size? All right. So there's a plenty of size will be available. If I click on more size, I can see the all sizes. Let's talk size later on. Then I'll creating a username password for my virtual machine. Sysadmin is it is just an example. Not necessary. You should take always sysadmin. You can take Samid admin. You can take a Ravi admin. You can take Shravanti admin. Doesn't matter. All right. So this leave it this part as of now. I am choosing network. This is my this part. After collecting basic information, I'm going for this part, and after going for this information, I'm going for networking part. All right. And after that, couple of more things. I'll talk later on those parts. And I'll go here, create, review, and create. It's validating, and validation has been passed. Now I'm just click create virtual machine. So that is costing me 6 rupees per hour. Any doubt, guys? How I'm creating virtual machine? Perfect. Let it create. It will take hardly 5 minutes. So if you can see that it is deploying multiple resources. Resources. Word is resources. IP, one resource name is IP address. Another resource is network security group. Another resource is virtual network. It is deploying those resources. Alright, still deploying, taking too much time. Let me refresh the page. Let's see at how much is done. Alright. Network card now. Other resources like network card has been deployed after the virtual network card. Now it's creating virtual machine. Alright. It's taking time in Canada data center. Alright. So meanwhile it get deployed, we'll look for the what we are going next. Okay, so when we are deploying the resource, when we deploy virtual machine, we have seen that plenty of options we need to consider. So we will think on those parts, how we can deploy those resources in Azure, and what we are the things need to be considered. So first thing will be going to virtual machine virtual machine planning. So we'll discuss that how are we going to deploy the virtual machine? What other things need to consider? Why we are things considering that? Let's give example that are we going for IS solution, the planning checklist, location, pricing, virtual machine sizing, this, the storage options, everything is comes in the planning overview, right? And each every topic is need to be get discussed, that what should be virtual machine name. Right now I have, when I deploy the virtual machine, okay, it's ready. When I deploy the virtual machine name is called VM1. How do you come to know that is a HR machine or it's a normal machine, or it is just for testing? Or let's say that everyone have the VM1 VM1 VM1, So it will be pretty confusing that which VM1 I have need to connect. It should be right naming convention, right guys? So we're going to discuss on that part how we can have right naming convention. All right, and so on. After naming convention, which location we need to decide, which location we need to deploy, and what are the things need to consider when we are deploying the location. What size of virtual machine should be taken up? On what basis we are taking the virtual machine size? Those things we are going to discuss over there, right, in upcoming slides. All right. So far, I just deployed virtual machine. Any doubt when I have deployed the virtual machine? After deployment of virtual machine, I have to go again, all services, general compute category, in compute virtual machine. I'll see that my virtual machine is ready. And right now it's running state. It is in running state. So I'll click on virtual machine. I'll take IP of virtual machine. This is IP, public IP of virtual machine. I copy the public IP. It's got copied. Now I'll go to one of a service called remote desktop connection, right? And after remote desktop connection, I'll just provide a public IP, the same public IP. I'll click on connect. It's try to reach out. It asking me username, password, credential. So if you remember that I have created sysadmin one user and the password is that what I have given a password that time. I will provide that username password. After that, it's asking me some certificate to be get acknowledged. I just acknowledge the certificate, and here we go. We got our virtual machine connectivity. It's loading my sysadmin. All right, this machine is ready. So if you remember that this machine I have deployed in Canada, Canada Central, and 2 core 8 GB RAM machine. So if I just quickly go and show you that size of virtual machine, I'll go on this computer, properties. So you will see that virtual machine size. So you can see that, okay, this is a 8 GB memory. Is it 8 GB memory? Yes, it's 8 GB memory. It's a 2 core machine. So core cannot be see here. Core cannot be see here. For seeing a core, you need to run some particular commands. But still, I can see the memory RAM. Alright. Is it in a Canada location? How do I come to know that? Simply last time also I have shown you that if I go to my map, right? So it will show me that whether it's deployed in Canada or India. You can simply see that it automatically take a canada.ca. I just don't go for the canada.ca, I just go for the canada.com rather than go ca. Sorry, this one. And now I type map, look for the restaurant nearby me. So it's already showing me some map, and I'll just say that restaurants nearby me. So all are the Canada map. If you just scroll out little bit slowly, can you see that which location it's showing that? It is a country called Canada. This is a part of the Canada country, right? This is a part of the Canada. America ends here. Alright guys, so this is how we deploy the computer. And after deployment, if my work is done, I want to stop the billing. If I want to stop the billing, I will click on stop machine. So that will be stop my machine, and it will be say that shutting down machine. Let me refresh. Deallocating machine, and it will get deallocated, and it will show me that virtual machine got stopped, and it will stop billing over there. Here it is will be changed to stop and deallocated. Make sense, guys? It's a per minute base. It is per minute, but you can calculate per hour, but its charges get done on per minute base. So this machine got stopped now. If I refresh it, okay, it should be stop and deallocated. Can you see that? And then if I want to start, I'll just click on start button. Make sense, guys? All right. So quickly go to our some of our topics, then we'll discuss tomorrow. So first topic, when we say that virtual machine network planning, first thing I need to look for whether seriously I want to go for IS solution or I want to go other PaaS solution. Why? If I just wanted to have something which I can achieve with a PaaS service or SaaS service, I'll prefer to go on PaaS and SaaS service. So I can do less effort. Let's say example, if I want to have email service, rather than having washing machine, then email software, then I'll create email connectivity. I'll simply go on outlook.com and create my email address, right? That's pretty easy and pretty easy to use and easy to maintain. So I need to look for that whether seriously I wanted to go for virtual machine solution or I can go for the PaaS and IS solution, PaaS and SaaS solution. All right. Then second, planning checklist. In the planning checklist, there are plenty of things need to think on that part. Naming convention, location, pricing, purpose of virtual machine, network, where I want to deploy this virtual network, this machine. Those all those things I need to consider over here. All right. So let's start tomorrow. Okay, I need to discuss this one. Can we connect tomorrow a little early? So only just for tomorrow. Yeah. So tomorrow can we connect on 2 o'clock? Will it possible, guys? 2 to 4. Will it possible, guys? Okay. So only just for tomorrow we'll connect 2 to 4, 2 to 4. All right. I'll send you a link and we'll connect on that link. Take care, guys. Yep. Okay. So your question is that do we have get created hard disk? Yes. If you go on virtual machine, this is the just overview part. I have just not covered that part. We'll covering that in future. This is virtual machine. Then we'll talk about the disk part, hard disk, understanding hard disk, understanding the this how we get created and where we see the disk. So this is virtual machine VM1 you have created, and if you go here, this is all related to virtual machine, and you can see the disk. So this OS disk has been created. If I just click here, I can see the OS disk of 127 GB has been created for this virtual machine, managed by virtual machine 1. And we'll see that part also come. Even the networking part, we haven't seen the networking part. So everything are we going to cover the networking, virtual machine, connections, sizing, everything we're going to cover. All right, guys. So see you. Take care.